Hey everyone, and welcome back to Teen Compass, your guide to navigating life with confidence.
You know,
You know that feeling?
yeah.
Like, I'll do it later, but then later turns into a total stress fest?
Yeah, I'll do it later. It turns into a
It's
monster.
procrastination, and it happens to all of us.
It really does. And you know what's interesting?
Sad.
It's not really about laziness.
Oh, really?
It's more like all these emotions
Okay.
get tangled up with our to-do list.
Making us want to avoid everything.
Exactly.
It's like my brain just goes on strike.
Aha.
So in this deep dive,
Mm.
we're tackling procrastination head on.
Okay.
We'll figure out why we do it, and more importantly,
Huh.
find those awesome biblical and practical tools to conquer it once and for all.
Love it.
Let's unpack this thing.
Okay.
One major reason we put things off, feeling overwhelmed.
Hmm.
Those huge tasks can make our brains just freeze up.
It's true. Think about it. You're juggling school,
Right?
maybe a part-time job, sports, friends, family,
Yeah.
and then bam.
Bam.
A big project lands on top of everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Your brain's like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, it's like having this massive science fair project just looming over you. You've got the research, the reports, the display board.
The whole thing.
It's like climbing Mount Everest.
Seriously. It feels impossible. Our brains, they like certainty.
Okay.
So when we're not even sure where to begin,
Right.
or we're terrified of messing up, avoiding it just seems way easier.
It does.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a way to handle this.
Yeah, there is. There's good news.
Lay it on me.
Breaking it down.
Ah.
Smaller steps.
Smaller steps.
Instead of write the entire report,
Yeah.
it's research for 15 minutes or tackle one paragraph. Those smaller steps make the whole thing less intimidating.
I like that. So it's
Yeah.
like instead of looking at the whole mountain,
Exactly.
we're focusing on that next step.
You got it.
That makes so much
And
sense.
the key is to just start somewhere.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just take that first step,
Got it.
and you'll be amazed at how much momentum you build.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But what about when it's not just feeling overwhelmed,
Right.
but scared of failing?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we want to ace those tests,
Yeah.
impress our friends, make our families proud.
Mhm.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is. And all that pressure, it can turn perfectionism
Oh, yeah.
and the fear of judgment into procrastination fuel.
Oh, wow.
We're so scared of messing up, we avoid doing anything at all.
It's like that fear becomes this giant wall.
It does.
And some people even get stuck in that planning phase forever,
Oh, yeah.
researching, outlining,
That's
but never actually writing the essay.
right. Or they convince themselves they'll do it when they have more time.
Yeah, to make it
Just
perfect.
make it perfect, yeah. Isaiah 41 verse 10 speaks directly to this fear.
What does it say?
So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you with my righteous right hand.
Wow.
So when those worries start creeping in, right?
Remembering that we have God's strength backing us up
Mm-hmm.
can be so comforting.
It really can. We don't have to face this alone.
We don't.
God's right there with us, guiding us, giving us the strength we need.
Amen.
And that reminds me of another great point.
Hey.
It's not about being perfect.
Right.
It's about making progress,
Yes.
celebrating the effort we're putting in, and knowing we can learn from our mistakes.
That's it.
So much better than being paralyzed by that not good enough feeling.
Absolutely. It's that shift from
Yeah.
a fear-based mindset to a growth mindset.
I love that.
But sometimes the reason we procrastinate is much simpler.
What's that?
We're just bored.
Tell me about it.
Haha.
Flashcards, chores.
Uh,
Some things on the to-do list are just plain boring.
yeah, our brains,
Yeah.
they're hardwired to seek out those exciting rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Anything stimulating.
It's true.
So when we face a dull or repetitive task,
Right.
our brain's like, nope, let's scroll through social media.
Or text our friends instead.
It's like our brain's on this constant hunt for fun.
It is.
But Proverbs 6, verses 27 to 30,
Okay.
reminds us about self-motivation and planning ahead,
Mm-hmm.
even when we don't feel like it.
Right.
Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise.
Yeah.
It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest.
Such a powerful image, right?
It is.
We can't just follow our feelings all the time.
Yeah.
We need to cultivate that self-discipline
Okay.
and make a plan,
Right.
even when the task ahead doesn't exactly set our souls on fire.
You know what I find helps?
What's that?
Making things fun.
Oh, yeah.
like studying with friends.
Totally.
It turns those review sessions into a fun hangout,
Yeah.
and I blast music while I work,
That's a good one.
especially when I'm tackling chores.
Mm-hmm.
Even turning those chores into a game
I love it.
works wonders.
It's all about tapping into that reward system.
Yes.
And who doesn't love a good reward?
I know, I do.
A snack break after conquering a chapter?
Oh, yeah.
Or a fun outing after finishing that huge project?
Yes.
Can work wonders.
Adding a little fun or a reward definitely makes those less than thrilling tasks a little more appealing.
For sure.
But there's one last reason.
Okay.
We often put things off that's super relatable,
Yeah,
especially for teens.
I bet. What is it?
Being a teen is just plain tiring.
It is.
And sometimes we're carrying a lot of stress.
Yeah, you've got school extracurriculars, social life, family obligations.
Yeah.
It's no wonder you're sometimes running on fumes.
It's true. And when you're tired, even small tasks can feel overwhelming.
They do.
It's like your brain is saying, nope, not today.
I'm out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And stress just adds fuel to the fire,
Yeah.
making everything feel like a bigger deal than it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's like your energy tank is on empty, and trying to focus on anything feels impossible.
I hear you. That's where self-care comes in.
Self-care.
It's not just a fancy buzzword. It's about prioritizing your well-being so you can function at your best.
Like giving your mind and body a much-needed recharge.
Exactly.
What does that look like?
Well, it means making sure you're getting enough sleep,
Okay.
eating nutritious foods,
All right.
and moving your body.
Got it.
Find ways to de-stress that work for you.
Like what?
Maybe it's talking to a trusted adult,
Okay.
spending time in nature,
Yeah.
or listening to your favorite music.
Those are all good. And of course, we can't forget the spiritual side of things.
Right.
Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30 reminds us,
Mm-hmm.
"Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light."
Powerful words.
They really are.
Offering comfort and a reminder that we're not meant to carry our burdens alone.
That's so important to remember.
It is. Turning to Jesus
Yeah.
can bring us peace and renew our strength,
It can.
even when life feels overwhelming.
Okay, so we've explored 4 major reasons
Yeah.
why we procrastinate.
Yeah.
Feeling overwhelmed,
Mm,
fear of failure,
Yeah.
boredom,
right.
and plain old tiredness or stress.
It's a lot.
But the big question is,
Yes.
how do we actually break free from procrastination's grip?
Great question.
Stay tuned
Yeah.
for part 2 of our deep dive,
We'll be right back.
where we'll uncover some powerful strategies to finally conquer procrastination
Yes.
and reclaim your time and peace.
You got it. Welcome back to Teen Compass, where we're helping you navigate life with confidence one step at a time. Remember that mountain of procrastination we were tackling? Well, now it's time to equip ourselves with the tools to conquer it.
You know those aha moments? That's what I'm feeling right now. We just uncovered the why behind procrastination.
Right.
Now let's discover the how to break free.
I love that. And one of the most powerful tools is something we touched on earlier, breaking those big, scary tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. It's like taking that giant, overwhelming project and turning it into a series of stepping stones.
I've heard the saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. It totally applies here. Thinking about writing a 10-page research paper
Oh, yeah.
can feel impossible.
It can.
But if you break it down into researching for an hour, creating an outline, then tackling the introduction,
Okay.
suddenly it feels doable.
You're so right. Each step feels less intimidating. And as you check those smaller tasks off your list, you get this amazing sense of accomplishment.
I can see that.
And that feeling fuels your motivation to keep going.
It's like leveling up in a game.
Exactly.
Each small win gives you the energy to tackle the next challenge. But sometimes even starting feels overwhelming. What about those times when we're stuck in that I don't even know where to begin mode?
There's a simple but super effective technique for that.
Okay.
The focus on just 5 minutes rule.
Yeah.
It's about outsmarting your brain. Tell yourself, I'm just going to work on this for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You'll be amazed at how often those 5 minutes turn into 15, then 30, and before you know it, you're
Yeah.
in the zone.
I've totally experienced that.
It works.
Just overcoming that initial resistance is half the battle.
It really is.
Once you get going, it's often not as bad as you imagined.
And you know, a lot of people wait for motivation to strike
Okay.
before they start anything.
I've been there.
But the truth is, motivation often comes after we take action. not before.
So you're saying action comes first.
Exactly. So the key is to just do it, even when you don't feel like it.
It's like that Nike slogan.
I was just thinking that.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Sometimes you just have to jump in and get started. And here's a fun strategy.
Lay it on me.
Rewards.
Reward.
It's like turning those dreaded tasks into a game.
It's all about understanding how our brains work.
Hmm.
We're wired to seek pleasure and satisfaction. So why not use that to our advantage?
I like that.
Set up a reward system where you get a little something you enjoy. After accomplishing a certain amount of work, like after you finish studying for an hour, you get to watch an episode of your favorite show.
Okay.
Or after tackling a big cleaning project, you treat yourself to some ice cream.
I like where this is going.
Oh,
It's like giving yourself a mini celebration for each accomplishment.
it is.
But sometimes our surroundings can be our biggest enemy when it comes to procrastination.
Oh, yeah.
I know I've been guilty of trying to study in bed, and suddenly my comfy blankets seem way more interesting than my textbook.
Our environment plays a huge role in our productivity. If your bed or couch is calling your name,
Yeah.
try moving to a desk or table. Minimize distractions by putting your phone in another room
Okay.
or turning off notifications.
Sometimes a change of scenery is all it takes.
It can be. Some people focus best in quiet environments like the library, while others thrive with a little background noise like at a coffee shop.
It's true.
It's all about experimenting to find what works best for you.
So find your perfect study spot.
Exactly. And here's a powerful technique for tackling those negative thoughts
Okay.
that love to sabotage our best efforts.
Those are the worst.
They are challenge them head on.
Okay.
We all have those inner voices whispering things like, I'll never be good at this, or what's the point of even trying?
They can be so discouraging.
It's like they're little gremlins trying to hold us back. But here's the thing. We don't have to let them win. When you catch yourself thinking those negative thoughts,
Right.
take a moment to question them. Are they really true?
Good question.
Are they helpful? And then try replacing them with something more positive and realistic.
Okay, so instead of thinking, I'm going to fail this test,
Right.
you can reframe it as,
Right.
I'm going to do my best and learn as much as I can from this experience.
That's it. It's amazing how a simple shift in perspective can change everything.
I can see that.
And speaking of shifting things up,
Okay.
let's talk about the Pomodoro Technique.
Pomodoro. That sounds fancy.
It does, but it's actually really simple and super effective.
I've heard of this one. It's one of my favorite productivity hacks.
Yeah.
It's all about working in focused bursts
Yes.
with short breaks in between.
Exactly. You set a timer for 25 minutes, work on your task without distractions.
Okay.
Then take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
After 4 cycles, you get a longer break.
Got it. So it's like giving your brain a chance to recharge.
Exactly. The short breaks help you stay focused and prevent mental fatigue, while the longer breaks allow you to fully disconnect and come back refreshed.
That makes a lot of sense. It's so much better than trying to power through for hours and ending up burnt out and frustrated.
So much better.
And, sometimes the best way to beat procrastination is to simply make things fun.
Absolutely. If a task feels boring, get creative and find ways to spice it up.
Like what?
Study with friends, blast your favorite music, turn chores into a game, or reward yourself with something you enjoy after completing a certain amount of work.
You know what I do?
What's that?
When I have to memorize facts for a test, I turn them into silly songs or rhymes.
I love it.
It makes studying way more enjoyable, and I actually remember the information better.
That's brilliant. You're turning a dreaded task into a creative outlet. And in the end, it's all about progress over perfection.
So we don't have to get everything perfectly right on the first try.
We don't.
What matters is that we keep moving forward, even if it's one small step at a time.
And remember to celebrate those small wins.
Celebrate every step.
Every step forward is a victory worth celebrating.
Okay, we've uncovered some amazing strategies for tackling procrastination head on. But what about the consequences of putting things off?
Right.
We all know it can lead to stress and anxiety.
It can. That's what we'll dive into next.
Well-
We'll explore how to navigate those feelings and why it's so important to remember that you are not alone in this journey.
Okay.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive.
Welcome back to Teen Compass.
Yeah.
We're in the final stretch of our deep dive into procrastination, and this is where it all comes together.
We've explored the why behind procrastination and uncovered some powerful strategies for overcoming it.
But let's be honest for a second. Putting things off might feel good in the moment, but it often comes with a hefty price tag down the road.
It does. It's like that initial sigh of relief when you push something off. Phew, I dodged that bullet for now.
Right.
But then that deadline starts creeping closer and closer,
Oh, yeah.
and suddenly that relief
Yeah.
morphs into a tidal wave of stress.
It's that all too familiar feeling of staying up late, cramming for a test you avoided studying for, or frantically trying to finish a project the night before it's due.
Exactly. Procrastination can be a thief, stealing our time and peace.
It's true. It might seem like a shortcut in the moment, but in the long run, it
Yeah,
creates more stress and anxiety.
you got it. And
Yeah.
that's why it's so important to remember you are not alone in this struggle.
We're all in this together,
We are. Everyone procrastinates sometimes. It's part of being human.
so it's normal.
It is. The key is to recognize those procrastination patterns,
Okay.
understand what triggers them,
Right.
and then use the strategies we've discussed to break free.
So it's about taking control.
It is. It's about being proactive and taking charge instead of letting procrastination take control. We've talked a lot about strategies and techniques,
Yeah, we have.
but sometimes the most important thing
What's that?
is our mindset.
Our mindset.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about embracing the idea of progress over perfection.
I like that.
So often we get caught up in wanting to do everything perfectly that we end up doing nothing at all.
It's so true. We get paralyzed by perfection.
We do. Remember, it's not about being flawless. It's about taking action,
Okay.
learning along the way,
Right.
and constantly moving forward.
So what's one strategy
Yeah.
you can try today to combat procrastination?
Mm,
Is it breaking down a big task into smaller steps?
that's a good one.
Setting a timer for 5 minutes just to get started?
That works too.
Maybe it's changing up your study environment
Mm-hmm.
to minimize distractions.
All great ideas. And as you put these strategies into practice, remember that you don't have to do it alone.
We talked about that earlier.
We did. Philippians 4 verse 13 reminds us, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Such a powerful verse. We don't have to rely on our own strength alone. We have God's power working within us, empowering us to overcome challenges and achieve our goals.
So true. Let's close with a final word of encouragement
Okay,
from Galatians 6 verse 9.
I'm listening.
Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up.
So don't get discouraged by setbacks or challenges. Keep pressing on, knowing that your hard work and perseverance will pay off.
That's it. We hope this deep dive into procrastination has equipped you with the knowledge and tools to navigate this common challenge.
I think it has.
Remember, you are capable of amazing things.
You are.
Don't let procrastination steal your time, your peace, or your potential. Go out there and make your dreams a reality. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Teen Compass for more empowering content. Until next time, stay focused, stay motivated, and keep shining your light.
See you next time.